In today's episode, it was very interesting. I wanted to first talk about the whole situation about drink spiking. Lizzie's been spiked before, unfortunately, very tragic. And Maxine's trying to do her best, trying to bring some education to the village. So she basically hosted a kind of like a presentation or meeting between herself, Lizzie there, Tony, and Grace. And she written down on the board, so three long pieces of paper. We stand together, and I mean the intention and the notion of it was great, but I just think the how Grace reacted made it a little bit comical, light-hearted, but it's obviously still didn't take away the seriousness of the situation or the topic. And thankfully they've managed to bring more mood storm kind of what to do, ideas. Lizzie, what I found is very interesting. Lizzie, she shared her experience. She told everyone to close her eyes, and she basically described what happened to her. And she made them, i.e., Tony, Grace, and Maxine, and basically got them to got them to kind of picture themselves in that situation. So she got them to close their eyes, and they were really taken back by it, because obviously they pictured themselves in it. And it's funny because obviously when we picture ourselves in a situation, then we care about that situation. Or if more effective is that if something has happened to someone, then they're more likely to take a topic seriously. And I like the way Lizzie's done that, and I like they formed a plan together. And I think they've done something on social media that some creepy group that they've seen on of a picture of Maxine, and they were just discussing the picture of Maxine, and just call, yeah, it's reasons really bad derogatory terms. Just a very creepy group, and obviously it looks like they're very anonymous as well. But credit to Hollyoaks, because the way they, done the kind of like digital display for us, like of the group, like, of like blue images of the guys and everything. I just found that very creepy, but technologically advanced, and very easy for viewers to portray what this is basically. I found that very clever of Hollyoaks. So credit to them. But yeah, I don't know where this story is going to go. But they've done what they can for today. So going to move on to the whole situation between Juliet and Perry, and Juliet's new girlfriend Nadira moving in the house. I just find that so weird. Obviously Perry's ex is there, but also Perry's ex's daughter is there, Steph. She kind of told Nadira she doesn't like her. I found that very funny. And I think Nadira she's a very awkward character. But we might see a bit more to her later, I'm hoping. But for the time being, she's showing herself as kind of awkward, not really getting along with anyone, kind of moody a bit as well. Not very thankful as well. Obviously, she's been taken in by Leela and her family, and she hasn't really shown any gratitude, just a bit of attitude in fact. And the fact that Lizzie and Brooke was there, that Juliet gathered to have like some sort of warm welcoming gathering or something like that, I don't know what it was. Even Brooke was confused, and she goes, she's like, why are we here? And then Brooke said something kind of very bluntly, I think Juliet got us here because maybe they have relationship problems behind closed doors. Lizzie was laughing. Yeah, that situation was just really comical, and obviously Nadira just walked off again. And then what happened in the end was they were having a setup of the stall of the fireworks, and so Donna Marie and Leela, they were planning. Well, Leela was planning to make play a bit of Cupid, get Perry and Juliet again together. And obviously, if they working together and talking together, then the plan might work. Donna Marie said that, well, she doesn't really believe that's going to happen as much as she'd like to. So both the mothers, the better fiver. I found that kind of hilarious as well. I really like the storyline, and obviously Nadira had to come and ruin the moment, and she basically lit up one of the fireworks, and I don't understand what happened, because she's given whilst the stick was burning, she's handed it back to Perry, and then Perry's arm got burnt. I just don't understand. Was that deliberate? I don't know. I'll have to watch that twice, because I'm very confused, because obviously how she reacted, she looked genuinely she did not want to do that. But then I just don't know why would she light it in the first place? Like, offer Perry to light it when she doesn't really like Perry that much, because obviously that's her ex. Sorry, that's her girlfriend's ex. So I just don't understand. Most of me says it wasn't deliberate, but part of me finds it a bit dodgy. And obviously the whole family went to A&E. Luckily the A&E just close by, and they just gave a weird look to Nadira. Yeah, that storyline, that I think is very interesting, but also at the same time it is very uncomfortable and awkward to watch. I really think Juliet should have not moved her girlfriend in there. They could have get another flat or something, or even just, I don't know. She didn't really have to move in there. But yeah, Damon as well. Going back as well, he's really helping with Lizzie and Maxine as well. And Warren. Warren, yeah, he's gonna have to pass a psych test in order to get the organ donation from Norma. He spoke to Honor, basically asked her, can she do a quick, basically pass the test without having him to go for the test, and she wasn't really down for that, to be honest. And I think he came around in the end. He got a bit angry, but obviously came around in the end, which is kind of good. Sienna and Ethan, they make up. Obviously Ethan, he overhears Sienna and Liberty chatting in the dog, and Sienna's just comparing both Ethan and Warren, obviously saying that Ethan's Mr. Boring or dependable, etc., and describing Warren as the kind of bad boy, got the underworld in his veins and such. That's how literally she described it. Ethan overheard, unfortunately, and walked off, but they made up in the end. And I found it really funny when Liberty and Sienna, they were discussing, obviously she slept with some married guy, that Steve happened to sleep here with him as well. And Liberty's just loving the gossip and obviously saying that, does she really have to sleep with the married guys? And I think she was taking a guess who's the married guy. And Sienna wasn't really budging. And then I think Sienna was describing him and then Liberty guessed Tony Cunningham. I just found that really funny. Anyway, that's a wrap. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.